Of course, there are some news that is coming out, which includes the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu officially joining the Board of Peace. Of course, it was ahead of a meeting with the U.S. President Donald Trump in Washington, D.C., seventh of the time. And of course, Benjamin Netanyahu signed as a member of the board at the Blair House, the U.S. President's official guest residence, during a meeting with Secretary of State Marco Rubio. I want to begin with Norman Floyd Barnes regarding Benjamin Netanyahu and Donald Trump's friendship, and what is the future of the affairs of the two nations, and also how he is observing and he is realizing the Bangladeshi elections that are being held today.
Good morning. From Washington, it's 3 a.m. in the morning here in Washington, and the big news today is the election that's going on in Bangladesh. Everyone is watching. The Trump administration, China is watching, and the Prime Minister of Israel has just concluded a meeting with the president. That meeting involved discussions about how they're going to deal with the weapons and nuclear capabilities of Iran. And the instruction so far is that the prime minister must continue with his efforts to move towards a resolution. No military plans has been activated. The discussions and conversations requested by the White House is that the prime minister must come to some type of resolution with the Iranians, since the Iranians want to talk, they want to communicate about this situation, and hopefully peace will prevail. Highly unlikely, but the conversations is going on. As long as they're talking, uh, we do not have any type of warfare going on. Same time here in the United States, we just passed the a act called the SAFE Act, the SAVE Act, which requires uh, the House just passed it is requires that the all U.S. citizens show proof of citizenship upon voting. This is an important part because of the midterms is coming up, and the Republican Party is hoping this act will curtail the amount of immigrants coming in to vote against them. So we playing this political ping pong here in the States as world events prevail, particularly right now. The biggest picture right now, the spotlight is on the results, hopefully in the next couple of days, of Bangladesh. It's a pivotal part of the South Asian economy. And like I said, China is watching very closely, and they are very interested because they feel that Bangladesh will be a future trade and commerce partner with them. At the same time, the United States is looking at strategic locations where they can have influence and impact, particularly in South Asia, as this process goes on. So today, we are waiting and watching, and hopefully praying that the outcome in Bangladesh will be positive.
The seniors of the Election Commission have said the turnout has reached 32.88% by noon, according to various multimedia and media outlets on social media. I want to have the following question to Norman Floyd Barnes. There was some incidences as of yesterday with contestants being captured by the security forces in some kind of a monetary transaction, trying to move around cash, and that has been addressed at the media here in Bangladesh. I want to understand this Chinese friendship that you kept on saying. Of course, China has a lot of investment in Bangladesh, even in previous governments. So one must understand how the new government is going to understand its international posturing with nations such as India, as mentioned by John Dalton in the studio. So I want to begin with Norman once again. Do you believe that some of these issues that come up, we have a refugee crisis of the Rohingyas every year, there is soil erosion happening in the coastal areas, coastal belt lines. Inflation has reached an all-time high just before a month of Ramadan. And of course, as I, alongside neighborhood communities here in Gulshan, also believe that decentralization of many of the aspects would cause economic turnout to go into a better standing. So I want to know more from Norman Floyd Barnes. What are your aspirations for Bangladesh?
Uh, Thank you for that question. My aspiration for this young and prosperous country is to continue to develop itself by having a recognized government, a recognized leader. It will open up many doors in terms of international conversations about trade, commerce, and basically its place in the world. Uh, the young population, the tremendous young population that Bangladesh has, is going to have a tremendous effect on the future. As I read, there was some 5 million new voters coming into the system. That is going to have a tremendous effect on the process and the government for many, many years to come. Uh, so, with that said, with the advent of the Gen Zs, the communications through artificial intelligence in the world, so we're looking at a totally new frontier, how things going. Once the country is legitimized as a nation with a legitimate leader, you will see an influx of suitors coming in, China, India, United States, the European Unions, the African nation, and other parts of APAC. This is more than just an election. This is a basically what we call a coming out party, basically showing that Bangladesh, because of they have a very you have a very densely populated country, I believe the eighth most populous country in the world, uh, tremendous workforce ability, tremendous movement in terms of flexibility, communications, association with different countries, association with different parts of Gen Zs around the world. This is going to have a tremendous impact on how the world views South Asia, not just Bangladesh. I'm looking for Bangladesh to emerge as a leader, not a participant of the process. Because of its location, because of its coming out abilities with a new referendum, a new constitution, a new parliament, it gives the world a time to reset and look at, hopefully, how do we do this democratic process in a manner that is equitable, uh, safe, uh, corruption is removed, and opportunities for the world to see we can do this, we can participate. Let Bangladesh serve as a blueprint, a map, a guide on how we can be peaceful and also prosperous. We want to basically want
Right.
them to be wealthy. We looking at I feel that Bangladesh has the possibility of a very wealthy country and a very impactful country in terms of activities in South Asia and also as a mediator between the East and the West. That's how I look at it.